Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, welcome to The One Show.
So glad. Thank you, Clara.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Clara.
Delighted to have you
That sounded
here.
a bit like Clara's our school teacher.
Yes, thank you, Clara.
You are most welcome.
I need to go to the bathroom, Miss Clara.
Oh, I know the answer to this one. No, you can't go to the bathroom.
Do you know what? I have your hall passes ready, but after the interview. Is that okay?
Okay.
Now, before we get into celebrating your film, Deadpool and Wolverine, I know that you guys are both very much into your football. Are you aware of a little match that happened last night?
So excited.
Yeah.
I actually turned on about at the 87th minute.
Oh.
1-1. And then I got to see that incredible goal going
sub
into it.
coming
It was
in and just
unbelievable.
pop.
Yeah.
I always love it when the subs are coming on toward the end of the game. I always think in my head, release the hounds.
Now, I was lucky enough to watch a Deadpool and Wolverine teaser. Now, I know what to expect. It was incredible, but Emma has messaged in asking what can fans expect without giving too much away. No pressure.
I think that movies like this, at their best, are wish fulfillment, and they are, delivery systems of extreme audience delight and joy, and that is kind of what we set out to do here. But that doesn't mean you can't, have the undercurrent of being subversive and have all that kind of edge that people expect from these characters in a movie like this. But really, the bedrock of this thing is about friendship.
I love that.
And we
Just
have
a lot of
friendship.
humour,
Yeah,
a lot of action, and it is really about friendship at its heart.
And to see him come back and do it in this way, in a different way as well, I can't give too much away there, but has been, and I mean it, this is not a joke, been the literal privilege of a lifetime for me. And I feel like I waited my whole life to do this film with him, and that dream came true. So I guess after this, I'm out to pasture. Pretty much done.
By the way, I take it back.
Shall we have a look at you two in action being fictional friends?
If you dare.
Shall we get into that?
If you dare.
Okay, let's have a look.
Yeah.
This Wolverine let down his entire world.
Boys are so silly.
This is what I'm talking about. Big slow motion action sequence. Who knows if you live or die? Let's go.
Let's go.
I love watching you two watch that together. Does it still feel like the first time every time?
Always.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything. He won't let me see anything. This is the first thing I've seen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Hugh, I need
Yeah.
to ask you about what it was like trying to keep a straight face with the dialogue that you guys are working with, because, Wolverine is a very serious character. Logan,
Right.
he's been through a lot. He's seen some things.
Oh, by the way, there's some stuff that is cut out of me completely losing it. Because even though we are scripted, Ryan has always got 4 or 5 versions of every scene, and I never know exactly what's coming. And he's literally not only one of my best friends, but one of the funniest men on the planet, and so brilliant. And I just have never had so much fun. Every day I was laughing till I cried. I literally had tears every single day.
Having a front row seat to him in this movie for me was just a dream. Honestly, it was like nothing else. And to have that, because you're playing with huge iconography. I mean, the Wolverine wearing the suit after 24 years of playing the character, never once wearing a suit until now. All of that was sort of the wish fulfillment on the highest possible level.
Now, you mentioned villains earlier. Now, in the very first Deadpool movie, there's all these amazing tropes that you speak about in the opening credits. A moody teenager, a CGI character, and a British villain is essential. So Ed Skrein terrorised you in the first movie. We have Matthew McFadden and the brilliant Emma Corrin in this one.
Yeah.
Why those two actors to play bad? Why are Brits so good at being bad for you guys?
Yeah. British villains, I think, are more common because they just seem so eloquent. And, I find a little bit easier to empathize with. But Matthew McFadden, I find the way he speaks and his performing to be almost intoxicating. Like, it's one of the greatest things you'll ever see up close. And then Emma is one of the most enigmatic actors, I think, working today. What they do in this movie is, I think, beyond measure an expectation for a villain.
There's a deliciousness, I think, about the English. And these two are they have so much fun doing what they're doing. And I'm just thinking now, Rickman and Die Hard, or Burkhoff and Beverly Hills Cop. There's a fun in the playing of it and a relishing of it. And Emma and Matthew both relished it.
I know you had a lot of downtime during the filming because of that old writer's strike.
Yep.
Hugh, I know you got quite familiar with a British fave in cheese. Can we get into that?
I love cheese. I was on my way to my sister who lives in Windermere, and we stopped in Yorkshire and we went into this incredible cheese shop, which apparently I found out is one of the best in the country, and we just literally bought everything. Although I'm getting quite obsessed with the cheese rolling competition. Have you seen this?
That
cheese
is a
rolling?
thing.
Me and
Sorry,
my kids
I'm
watched
asleep
that last
right now.
night.
What was? I'm so
You've got
sorry.
to use the remote. I'll just
Was
go
I
and go
snoring?
and go.
I was snoring, wasn't I? I'm so sorry. I sleep with my eyes wide open.
Hey.
You would love this cheese rolling. There's at the top of this crazy big hill, and they roll this wheel of cheese, and the humans try to
On
keep
the
up with
ground?
it. Yes, down this massive, like a ski slope with no snow.
Nobody's riding the cheese.
They
No.
try. It's the oddest.
Correct.
That's what I love about
I was
England.
given one
It's a
of
sport.
those massive Parmesan
Yes,
things
wheels.
where
Yeah,
you
no
scoop.
wheels.
It's like that.
It was like that, but it was like a curse. You're like, what do we do with this?
Right.
Like Blake and I were trying to figure out what to do with this, so we just kept giving it to other people who would then give it to someone else.
It's a gift that keeps on giving, truly.
Oh no,
cheese
it's a
roll.
curse. You can call it a curse.
I am just so fascinated by what's happening right now. Guys, can I pause you to ask you one quick question?
Yes.
Are you up for sticking around to answer more questions from our wonderful viewers who are obsessed with seeing this new movie?
Yes,
I am.
Clara, but can I go to the bathroom?
Absolutely. You have permission.
Okay.
Thank you, Miss Clara.
You're most welcome. Guys, we've had so many questions from our viewers who've got in touch with you both. So first up, Kennedy asked, what was the most fun day you spent on set together?
There's a fight in the in the void area where we are, where Deadpool and Wolverine just go at each other in these long one-er shots. And Hugh was I've never seen anything quite like that. This man did every single frame of that himself, and that's the first time I've genuinely appreciated how dance has this surprising amount of overlap into action movies, because he would look at choreography once and it was like a computer went got it, made like 6 different changes, and then went out there and just did it all right before your very eyes at speed. And it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. Him doing every single one of those stunts, flipping, jumping, grabbing, snatching, slashing. I mean, just the sheer audacity of that fight and the fact that he did it all was to me was one of the most special days.
Just goes to show Broadway lends to the MCU, right?
It does, right?
You know?
Who knew?
See what he does? See that? What's my favourite? He turns it into a complimenting.
Yeah,
me.
lure you in, give you a false sense of security.
Because
and then
you
I'm
love-
gonna take
because
your
you
knees
love
out from
each
under you.
other.
Yeah,
do
and one of
love
my
each
favourite
other.
days was when I was learning this choreography.
Yeah.
No.
Ryan, you are the proud co-owner of Wrexham FC, and Carmela's asked, what do you do these days to calm your nerves before a big game?
You know, my coping mechanisms as I've gotten older have surprisingly not great. Pacing is a lot. I did one time, I checked how many steps I got during
really?
a match,
Yeah.
and it was like 9,500 steps.
It's true. I've watched
during
games.
one
I've
match.
watched games at Ryan's house, and he paces the whole time.
Oh,
it's
like
true.
a caged tiger. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, I live, breathe, sleep, and eat Wrexham. And you know, the only thing that can derail me from that is Deadpool, because Deadpool just swallows your whole life, and that's the only way to do it is to just let it consume you. So I'm so happy to be back now, and you know, full time on Wrexham.
A lot of Wrexham chat for you, Ryan. Hugh, it would be remiss of me not to talk about your beloved yellow and green, Norwich FC. Someone has asked, why Norwich?
My mum's born and bred
Right.
and lives in Norwich. So when I grew up in Australia, my parents emigrated. I remember being about 7 and saying to my parents, I want to find a team. Dad, where are you from? He goes, I'm from London. I said, well, what's the team? And he was like, well, there's 5 teams. I'm like, yeah. Mum, where are you from? She goes, Norwich. I said, there's a team. Yes, Norwich. So I picked Norwich. The Canaries. We haven't won a lot. We won the Milk Cup.
Hey, that's something.
It's not even called the Milk Cup anymore. But hey, it's okay. I'm here for the long game.
Let's go back to the cheese story.
And on that beautiful note, Ryan and Hugh, thank you so very much for joining us. We wish you the very best with the film. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, everyone.